Good morning. And what a beautiful morning it is. September the 20th, 2024. Oh, I'm looking directly at the moon. I didn't realize that. Yesterday when I set this camera up here, I really meant to emphasize the scenery in the background with the fog or the haze upon the valley. It reminds me of the mountains. If you knew me very well, you would know that I found out about 15 years ago just how much the mountains mean to me. And that hasn't changed. A place that you can just get remote or isolated and enjoy the view, the atmosphere, and this is very similar. As morning approaches or sunrise approaches, a phone that was fully charged just went completely off. It's obvious that it needs a battery. But could it just be a sign that really means our time is running out? As I got up this morning and I was able to look at the pop-up on my phone, last day messengers, you had to read the screen of a handwritten letter. But next there was a person that come up. I don't even know her name, channel. But it was a lengthy video. And someone that tied Revelation 12, the man-child, to the 144,000, talking about the birthing, talking about the contractions now. Already there was mention of tribulation, but went on to Isaiah 49 to make the connection, as well as Zechariah 14. Yesterday, the UN, 124 parties of the UN, if that makes sense. Seemed like there's 188, 184 countries that represent the UN, but 124 sided in their words that I watched with Iran, where they are restricting Israel's capability on fighting to protect themselves. It's obvious there's so much heated up in the Middle East. We have sent warships, fleets of people over there, and left our own borders unsecure and open. Where are we headed? I'm just going to throw out some things that I've been wanting to make a video on, and with the length of already this video, I can't do it. But 6 years ago, the Lord gave me the word Isaac. And I had no idea what that meant. This was very early on in my saying or telling that I heard the Lord say something. Many would know that one of the first words I ever heard was Project Restoration. Project Restoration. The same day, another guy released the word restore. Later, I heard the Lord tell me I was pregnant, or he said, I'm pregnant. I heard the words, I'm pregnant. But then I heard Isaac. The early part of 2018, I had no idea what that meant. But through the course of fasting and much prayer, the Lord told me, he says, look up the hurricane list of names in that year for 2018, the word Isaac. The I storm was Isaac. And as we entered the hurricane season, I even said, you'll see 3 hurricanes in the Gulf at once, and they'll announce Isaac. And that happened. They were coming out of order as how they were named. And I just couldn't believe it when Isaac just came in like most hurricanes and it just dried up. And I'm glad it did. And I've always thought that once they named a hurricane, you didn't use that name again, but I was wrong. And I guess I see the sun coming up. A new day, again, September 20th, 2024. But Isaac is the ice storm this year, 2024. I've waited 6 years. And you just look back what has happened in the last 6 years. We've had the hurricane season has been been kind of calm, if you will. The B storm was probably the worst. I believe it was Burl. As my timer counts down, the phone will just cut off, and you'll know that this video is about over. But Isaac is 2 storms away from how it goes from tropical depression. They used to name them Invest, and then they give them a category. Once they reach category 1, I believe it is, they give them the name. They assign the name to that sail or that storm. I believe Isaac will be a hurricane, and I believe it will be a 5. It may not be this year. It could be another 7 years. But I believe there's something very significant about Isaac. Also in Isaiah 51, you would read about Isaac. I may have said Isaiah, but Isaac. The I words sometimes can be, we all misspeak. I catch myself misspeaking. I catch others misspeaking. It's not with any intention. It's just, we're human people. Not a scripted script. And sometimes your mind just speaks a word or doesn't complete like 24. You may just say 4. God bless you. I don't know where we are as far as the time, but I would say the time is getting very short. This video and this time in the world as we approach the fall feast. God is shaking this earth. He's been hollering repent for 6-7 years. We better repent. We better repent to each other. Because if we would just repent to each other and turn from our wicked ways, we would see healing. But we want people to serve us. We want everything free. We want everything for nothing. There's many that just steal everything they get. Pray for Israel. Pray for America. Pray for restoration. Pray Pray against greed and selfishness. We are a selfish people, but we've been given so much. God gave his one and only son. The camera wouldn't come on, so we're getting close to the cutoff. I think I started this at 9. Let that sound be a reminder. God is sounding the alarm. We better wake up, and you better be ready for what's coming. And we all better repent.